The uncomfortable truth that a lot of people don't want to admit is that the entrepreneurship itself, like this whole fad of entrepreneurship that really started, I would say, 3 years ago and reached its zenith in 2023 or 2024. I think it's really coming to an end. And why do I say that? Because all of these influencers and gurus who have been peddling entrepreneurship online, selling these courses, um, creating this personal brand where they're just on some island working from a laptop and they're selling you a course saying you could do this too. Pretty much all of them have been exposed for being grifters and just scammers. So they've lost all of their legitimacy. And to be honest, the whole name of entrepreneurship has been tainted because when people think of entrepreneurship now, all they think about are these scammers online, these course sellers, and then all these guys using some kind of outdated, oversaturated, just very scammy business model like drop shipping, where they're just getting some cheap product from China and they're selling it to people at a higher price. And it's just plastic slop, basically. And it's really emblematic of where we are economically as a society and as a country. It's really just a symptom of the economic decline that we are in. So that's why a lot of people I've seen are just going back to regular jobs. A lot of even so-called entrepreneurs, so-called influencers, they're just getting regular 9 to 5 jobs or just regular service jobs. And I'm one of them. I actually used to consider myself an entrepreneur. I still kind of do, but I'm not following that sort of image of an online entrepreneur as I used to, because I used to watch a lot of these entrepreneurship gurus online. I used to say that I was really into digital marketing. I wasn't. I just wanted to make some money online. That's really about it. I don't give a shit about marketing. Very soulless it's very soulless work that you have to do because a lot of the time you're just shilling some product, trying to create ads, just push products in people's faces saying, "Hey, buy this." And it's very inauthentic, so you kind of feel like you're not really doing very honest work sometimes. And I was actually living abroad. I lived in Thailand, I lived in Vietnam, I lived in Japan. I didn't quite make it to Bali, but I would have liked to. I know that's a big digital nomad hotspot. But I remember I was very obsessed with becoming a digital nomad because I love to travel. I love to see new places. I love to meet new people from all over the globe. I didn't like being cooped up in one place. So I was very restless. I wanted to get out there. I wanted to see the world. So I was kind of living a digital nomad lifestyle, just, selling things online, working in e-commerce. And then on the side, I was kind of just traveling, seeing new places whenever I had free time. But I mean, I'll be honest, after a little bit, just living as a digital nomad, it just lost its luster. And to be honest, it's not what it's all cracked up to be. Because at the end of the day, you're in a foreign country, you're kind of away from your home, you're away from your friends. You get this sense that you don't really belong there. You're kind of just a outsider. I don't want to get too much into that, but I mean, yeah, the whole the whole fad of wanting to become some kind of online entrepreneur, trying to make money online, that whole fad, I mean, I think it's really dying. I can see a lot of people they just wanna go back to work, and I totally understand because I'm definitely one of them. I came back because I got sick of just living abroad. Um, I didn't wanna do any kind of online stuff anymore because it really just did not feel like honest work to me. I'm just gonna be straight up. I still do online business. I still have my online businesses, but I'm not as involved with them as I used to be. And as a result, it's not making as much money as it used to be, but that's fine because I have a normal job now and I like it. It's not a 9 to 5. Uh it's more of like a service job. So I get to interact with people, I get to work with my hands, I get to actually do things. I'm not just at some computer just typing in numbers all day and just like clicking things, making spreadsheets, you know, analyzing, looking at analytics, making ads and just generating just copywriting. Like all of these things are just all of these tasks that are just so boring and so just soul sucking. I'm if you like that type of stuff, more power to you. But I'm just gonna be honest. I'd much rather I just like working a regular job with my hands, just talking to regular people, having regular coworkers. And then after I clock out, I can just say, you know what? That was a good day of work. And I work pretty early, so I have pretty much the entire rest of the day after I'm off. And I could just go to the gym. I could just make a nice meal for myself. I could just walk my dog. I can go for a hike, hang out with a friend, or just read a book and just chill out for the rest of the day. I don't have to be so stressed out about, oh, what can I be doing? You know, what other metric can I be working on? I just gotta grind. The more that I grind, the more the more money I make. And that whole mindset was just very toxic to me. And I did not realize how toxic it was until I kind of just had a period of burnout. And I did take a temporary contract job where I got to travel to the other side of the country, and I was working there with other people and I was interacting with them. And I realized how much I missed like interacting with people, like that whole human aspect of work. And the whole digital nomad online entrepreneurship lifestyle is just very isolating. And the people that will defend remote work, the people that will shill for this lifestyle will tell you, "Oh, well, you could go to a co-working space." No, you can't. Let me tell you that that does not work. Very, and it doesn't work. It just does not work. Okay, it's like saying I'm just gonna eat one potato chip when you open the potato chip bag. It just doesn't happen, man. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Life is a lot Life's a lot happier and a lot more peaceful when you stop having this agitation in your head. You stop thinking that you should be doing something else. I should be grinding more. I should be making more money online. I should be starting more side hustles. And I should be a digital nomad, living the laptop lifestyle. That's a complete and total myth, by the way. Instead of working a regular job. Why not? Why shouldn't you be? A lot of it is just ego. I'm gonna be honest with you. All Now that I think about it, all I really need is just a regular job, a somewhat stable income, maybe a side project to work on to bring me some extra cash. And yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's crazy how sometimes you just subtract things and you realize your life is just it's just a lot more simpler and a lot more at peace. And a lot of people will tell me that I've just become complacent. You've just given up, you just become complacent in life. And you should never be satisfied. You should always be striving for more. No, I don't care. You could say that I'm complacent. You could actually make a very good argument for it, but I feel at peace. And maybe I don't stay in this situation forever. Maybe I do find a better job. Maybe I do find something that I like doing on the side. And I actually start building a business that I enjoy. And I'm not just building some shitty online shop, shilling some course or some slot product just because I feel like I need to become some entrepreneur so that I can have more status or that other people can think more highly of me. They won't just think that I'm some regular normal person with a normal job. They think that I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur. I think that's all a psyop, to be honest with you. I think people are I'm not against all entrepreneurship. I just think that this word has been very perverted by these online grifters and all of these course selling gurus who are selling you a business model that they're not even using. They're the only reason that they are rich is because they are selling you a course on how to become rich. And thankfully, people have caught on to this grift. And that's why a lot of these guys are kind of switching up their content and they're trying to sell courses on other things. Like whatever's the newest trending topic, like AI. I know a lot of these gurus are trying to sell an AI course now. Um, but yeah, grifters are gonna grift, but what I do have respect for are those actual entrepreneurs who develop something that they genuinely use. They genuinely believe in an area that they actually have a passion for. So that when you create out of authenticity and not because you want to be seen as an entrepreneur, not because you want to be seen as this label that you believe is high status, then I think that's when you'll find more fulfillment in it. But if you do what I did and you just pursue this digital nomad, online entrepreneur, uh, lifestyle just because you think it's gonna bring you status, it'll make you feel fulfilled, it'll make you feel you feel like you have to because everyone else is doing it and you feel like you're getting left out, then it's probably not a good idea because A, these guys are selling you a dream and they're trying to trick you into believing that, "Oh, you could just do what I did." And then so they could sell you a course on it. But also it's not what it's hyped up to be. And if you're unhappy before, you'll be unhappy then. And then you'll just be keep uh stay on this treadmill, this never-ending hamster wheel of feeling like you gotta do more and more and more and more and more, and then and eventually you're just gonna burn out. But the problem is these gurus will get you into this mindset where you're just gonna blame yourself instead of realizing that you were pursuing a system where failure is built into it because they've already made their money selling you this course. And now their business model is already oversaturated. And so it's impossible for anybody to any real individual to get rich from any of these business models because A, it's oversaturated and B, it's already outdated. So yeah, like drop shipping, that's dead. SMMA, that's dead. Um, let's see what else. High ticket sales, that's basically dead because a lot of these guys there are big agencies already doing it for them. And you're not going to compete with them as an individual. I'm sorry, you're just not. It's basically I don't care how many of these guys, they're going to lie to you and they're going to tell you that you have the power to do it. You could do it all yourself. And if you don't achieve it, it's just because you're not working hard enough. Bullshit. But that's like saying, you as a blacksmith, you can compete with a modern factory with all of these robotics and shit that's working 24/7. and you just have to work harder. You just have to be clink, 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 competing with an entire factory with robots that are just that can create a car, that can build a car in like 10 seconds. And you are here like hammering away like it's rigged. Let me tell you, like I don't care how much you say, "Oh, you just need a you have a victim mentality." No, it's simple mathematics, okay? And uh, it's just basic economics, basic math, and that's it. Like you kind of have to realize there's only so much an individual can do. And no, that's not a victim mentality. That's just being realistic and not being delusional. You need to focus on things that you can control and not have these delusions of grandeur that you can, yes, I can start my own private equity firm. I can start my own multinational corporation. Like, let's just be honest. Like, just focus on the things that you're good at, the things that you're passionate about, and that's about it. Don't just stop consuming this entrepreneurship content, this grind slop on the internet where they're just trying to sell you a course at the end of the day. I guess some very few of these creators are actually, worth listening to, but a lot of them are just trying to sell you a course. They're just grifting on whatever's the new fad. And to be honest, just lose the ego. You're not above just working a regular job. You'll be a lot you'll be a lot happier and a lot at peace if you just stop having this big ego where you think that you're just above doing all of that stuff because you want to be one of these influencers. You feel like you deserve this status. And that's a topic for another day. The whole scam that is the status game is it's really just another one of these like illusions of the modern world. But anyway, this video's gone on long enough. I'll see you on the next one.